This episode of Trips to the Store has been brought to you with the help of viewers like you. Transmissions wouldn't be the show it is today if it wasn't for all of your support. Join our Patreon today at transmissionspodcast.com/support.
Welcome to the Transmissions Trips to the Store, where we show you all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. This video is a part of our weekly Transmissions podcast, which you can get at our website, transmissionspodcast.com. We do 2 shows every week. Our main show, Transmissions, which this is a part of, comes out every Wednesday and is about everything Transformers toys. Trips to the Store is definitely a major part of that. On Fridays, we have Transmissions Alt Mode, which is our show about Transformers comics and media. And this week we are reviewing Transformers War's End number 3 from IDW Publishing. Transmissions and Trips to the Store are supported by you, the lovely people who contribute on Patreon and PayPal. You guys keep the show going, and we couldn't do it without you. So if you'd like to join our Donatreons, you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support for all the links to donate. You can also support us by going to our TeePublic store at transmissionspodcast.com/shop, and you can get lots of shirts like the one I'm wearing. You can get, Darryl's wearing one too. Awesome. Mike is not. But you can get shirts, you can get cell phone cases, you can get mugs, pillows, tons of stuff there. Masks. So
pillows too? Oh man.
Yeah, they have pillows. So if you're going to conventions this summer and you're still worried, now is the time to stock up. You can maybe get some cool geeky masks, either ours or anything TeePublic sells. Just go through our link, and that will give us a little referral credit. And we'd appreciate that. With all of that stuff out of the way, let's get into what we got this week. I'm going to go first because I have absolutely nothing. I just was having to dig through some of my boxes in a bin because I have not had a chance to get anything. So I decided to pull out my Alternators Sideswipe, which is not transformed, but he looks amazing. I think I actually prefer the car mode to the transform mode of this one.
So you got the engine?
Does he have the engine? I think so. I haven't looked in a while. Let's see. Oh, it does not have the engine in here.
Uh-oh.
It's somewhere. It might still be in the box, or it might be in the bag, but no, he does not have the engine in there.
How can he go if he doesn't have the engine?
I mean, I know I have it somewhere here. The rubber tires are still in great shape, so that's great. I love I don't know if you can read that there, the license plate there. So this was a fun line, but I always found it frustrating to transform. And in some cases, it was the robot mode just didn't seem to work out as well as I would like. In other cases, it was amazing. So kind of hit or miss, but this is still an awesome line with licensed vehicles. Like this is Dodge Viper. So the Viper was an amazing looking car. I know Darryl would agree with that. So
I do like that car.
And then, just even little details here, like the seats, steering wheel, everything about the car mode of these were amazing. So that is all I got this week. Darryl, let's go to you and see what you got.
Well, I'm going to continue what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks and just showing off a couple figures that I just keep doing in pieces here. These are my Moon Studio train bots again, but now I've transformed them. So this is Moonshine in his train mode, and he's gorgeous. So yeah, I had a fun time this week transforming him into his train, and for comparison, I did have this is the I think it's, what is it, Ice Pick or something like that, the other one. So these guys are essentially the same train and completely different transformations and basically the same size.
I mean, the paneling, I think, look, can you hold those back up? The paneling, I think, looks very similar, but it's just different enough that,
Yeah.
it looks like two different trains, even though the skeleton is the same.
Yeah, and I'm sure someone like Quattro, who's a train enthusiast, would be probably screaming at the screen saying, they're not the same train. They're, one's this model and one's that model. And I'm sure you're right. You're probably very right. But they look very similar to me. So yeah, and Ice Pick is very much heavier than Moonshine.
Aren't those
So
in scale with the Lego train tracks?
they are, yeah. So I gotta buy a shit ton of Lego train track now. But the other one I wanted to show off, and I'll keep Moonshine in my hand as comparison. This is the Iron Arm. So this is the pants one. He came in pants mode, and he is
No doctor.
massive. So
Whoa.
so yeah, he is absolutely massive, and yeah, man. So he's huge, and I'm very much looking forward to getting these guys, combined into their robot modes. But yeah, absolutely massive, and he's heavy as all get out too. So yeah, what a great train mode. You know, you really can't see a lot of robot stuff from the base. These are the side hip skirts here, and these basically you splay the legs out, and each one of these is a leg. So yeah, it's it's very symmetrical, the transformation, and I kind of like that. I really just have to do everything the same twice. But I wanted to show off the gun, because with Iron Arm you get the gun for Radiatron, and it's massive. So, and it's
wow.
very cool. So you get this gun, and you can actually put it on Iron Arm here, just to kind of so he can roll around with it in train mode. And I love that. That's just impressive.
It gives you a sense of the size of the combiner.
Yeah, he's going to be big. Now, all of these guys can combine in train mode as well. They do come with couplers, and they can actually combine at the front if you just use the little couplers. And they just, I don't have anywhere to put a freaking train this long, so I haven't really done them. But yeah, I'm this next week is going to be my week of transforming these guys into their component parts and putting them all together into their Radiatron mode. So next week, what's going to be on Trips to the Store from me. Mostly together Radiatron. So there you go.
Do you have all the figures?
No, I have 4. I have 4 of the 6. That's all that's been released. There's the other one. So yeah, I got all these trains.
Those guys are massive. Jeez.
It's so big. It's going to be so big. I'm so excited. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, so that's it. That's all I got this week. It's been a pretty slow week around here as far as Transformers go. I really haven't gone to a store in a very long time. But that's fine. I got trains.
Yeah, the trains are great.
Yeah.
All right, well, Mike, why don't you show us what trains you got?
Trains I got myself a land train.
Oh, nice.
I got the laser Prime from Legacy, the Tanker Prime. I wasn't originally planning on picking him up, but when I was in a Target the other day, I saw him, and he was, I think, only 45. So I was like, you know what? I haven't bought one in a while, so I'll go ahead and grab that. I do really love the look of the figure. I wish the trailer was longer, because it does seem a little bit stubby, but I'm not that broken up about it. But yeah, it's a really, really beautiful looking figure. The Laser Prime is, yeah.
He's great.
Yep. So that is my first one. And it's a good figure, don't get me wrong. But something that I've had on pre-order for a long time finally came in this last week. Fans Toys Hannibal, the head for the 40-something inch Fort Max that maybe will come out someday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a beautiful looking figure. Now imagine, like, you can see how big this figure is. It's like as tall as my head. It transforms back to its head mode, and that's like half of my head. Imagine the rest of Fort Max and how big that beast is going to be.
So are you going to display it like that, or just have a severed head on one of the shelves?
I'm going to keep it in this mode for now, because if Fort Max ever does come out, this is going to stay in head mode for likely the rest of its life. So you know what? Let me actually take a look at Cerebros over here while I can. I did transform to the head mode, and it looks good. I mean, it's a head mode. What? There's no really big surprises there. But yeah, looks good. It comes with a base that you like the head attaches to it. Also, the base is like transformable, so that you can put like the master sword, which is right here. You can put that sword into it, and it looks like like it does in the show. So that's cool. The one nitpick I have about it is that not Spike. I forget what he's called in Headmasters. I think he just called Fortress or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
The head though. The head is the spring for that. The connecting mechanism is very tight and does have a tendency of popping off a little bit. So like when I'm like moving the arms around, because it's got a really solid ratchet on that, the head does tend to pop off, which is a little irritating. But how often am I going to move the arms? I just pop the head off first, and that'd be that. But it's got a whole bunch of like neat stuff to it. The chest part comes down just like with the G1 Cerebros. You can see how the head doesn't quite sit flush with the rest of the body there, so his stats are not maxed out like they should be. But
so that actually changes. It's not a fake.
Oh yeah, it actually is the it does have like the little like rollers, little slider things that the G1 version had as well. So hopefully this means that the actual Fort Max body will come out at some point, or at least the pre-orders will go up at some point in the future. So I can pop down the money for that. I fully expect that it'll probably be about $1,000 to actually get the body. That's going to be a big pill to swallow, but yeah. So here's hoping.
Awesome.
I have my doubts.
me too. Me too. They're not as strong as that Metroplex we saw a couple weeks back, but I have my doubts too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that will do it for Trips to the Store this week. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. And again, go to transmissionspodcast.com to get all of our podcasts, especially Mike's Empire of Rust, our live play Transformers RPG podcast. And I think that's probably one of our most popular things we do now is that. So
a lot of people have joined the Discord just for Empire of Rust, and I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So with all of that, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, all.
Later.